Another session, episode, I forgot the number, but still in the there you go, pilot testing series. I'm trying Photo Booth, the Apple application. iMovie's a disaster. It just drops audio, disappears off the movie. I mean, it's terrible. Okay, so I tried QuickTime. I tried iMovie. Now I'm trying Photo Booth, the 3 video recording apps that Apple bundles with their MacBooks, which is why you can't get another app to do this, because there's no money to be made in it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do if this doesn't work. So, yeah, that's where we start today. And I had a very sobering experience today. And I have to cook with this because it was pretty awesome. I mean, these kinds of days don't happen very often for me. So when they do, it's kind of special. And, the gang, we've been implementing this kind of, human resources behavioral protocol on how to function as a team. And one of it is using the word but. Okay, so the theory is that you have all these sticks which represent you, the expressed you and the untapped you, right? And the untapped you is below the ground, so we call it sticks in the mud. And the reason we call it sticks is because if you've been to a serious practice range, there are sticks everywhere. So, I mean, that's the metaphor that gets used. They're stuck in the ground, they're sideways, they're propped up by tees. It's pretty unbelievable. So these sticks, and like for the game of golf, height and weight and physique and skill and competitiveness and desire, commitment are all important sticks or attributes. And your net performance, whatever your goal is kind of the sum of the parts of the sticks sticking up above the ground. And your potential is digging up what's still buried in the ground, which you don't know if it's just a little bit or it's miles deep, right? And so one of the ways to find them, because you can't see them, because otherwise they would be kind of in the sunshine, is when someone says the word but, unconsciously almost. And so one of the guys today, was telling me that my back pain is limited and caused by lack of hip flexibility. And he was showing me how fix hip flexibility and kind of, going back in the swing, how that all works. And, my answer was, response was, but, I'm old. The hips get stiff when you get old. And of course I got busted on that right away, you have to take it too to dish it out. And so I started to look into this. And I used YouTube again, and I started looking into kind of like hip flexibility, back pain, and then I got into anatomy, and then got into how the muscles work, and these places in the bone that it connects to, and I really started to understand, just the surface, kind of the flexibility, strength things that are kind of unique to golf, as they relate to specific key things that you must do at a certain level. And so I've discovered that this is fascinating, and I'm limited in my game by this. It's crazy. I mean, I thought it was other stuff, and I've been practicing really hard and kind of plateaued out in a certain way. Certain shots are hard, and I digress in the same pattern, or regress. Yeah, not digress. And I think this is the cause. So, pounding the golf balls isn't going to solve this problem, right? And what I'm going to have to do is actually, take a step back, look at this flexibility, strength thing, and as it relates to golf, right? Because I don't want to do a full-on thing, because that's another full-time project that I don't have time for. And develop a program to get this together, and then modulate the practice to kind of know that, okay, those areas are weak for a certain reason, right? Or unstable, or inconsistent, which is the way they manifest themselves in golf, right? So inconsistency, okay, so those are probably caused by, the flexibility, special strength issues. So let's just treat those as that and not, overwork them and just kind of test them. I mean, I play five balls a day. That's what I can play every day. Playing 2 or 3 balls, right? But that's it. And so, I could play more, but it just starts falling apart because I'm starting to realize, it's not like I'm losing my swing. I'm just maxing out those weird muscles that never get used for basically anything else. And certainly, if you're tooling around in the Mercedes, never get used. As a matter of fact, they atrophy. So I'm gonna work on a program, which I've already started, which actually inspired me to make this video, is kind of a special yoga set of moves that start to address this. And the reason I'm doing this is because, yoga sequences, they're hard to remember, and so I thought I'd kind of make my own, but I make it imagining, kind of the whole sequence of golf and playing a hole and which muscles and which spots, and that lets me just kind of play golf in my head and then go through the motions and visualize and then work on the stretches and the strengthening exercises, and at the same time knowing which muscles are getting stronger or more supple or whatever, and as a result imagining how it's going to affect the actual mechanics, when you use them to try to execute a certain move. So that triangulation makes a lot of sense for me and is easier to implement. So I did start doing that, and I tried a version. It's like, I can do this, and you just get immersed in it, play a few holes, so to speak. And those are the reps, and because I could never remember, 3 reps of this and 4 reps of that and why, and I just never go to the gym ever, right? Just didn't understand it. So on one hand, it's kind of amazing that I made it this far without doing that. But on the other hand, here it is, and whatever, lifestyle meets age, and you got to choose. So I can accept my game the way it is. I played 5 holes today from the back, shot par, right? Which might be a good goal, and I don't have to do this stretching strength thing, but I miss out on what lies beyond that. So I would like to scramble less, and I think it will help. So this is my new thread for the second ring cycle, just to start this. And tomorrow we have kind of a group meeting to kind of review the last several weeks and kind of do an audit, so to speak, of the last cycle and what decisions we made and how they change things and which ones we keep and which ones failed. Just go through all that and see if we can generate enough momentum to elevate ourselves to the next cycle as a group, as a team. So that's the kind of the weekend thing. I get to play tomorrow a little bit. We'll see how it goes. I'll do some of this new yoga stretching thing in the morning and kind of monitor how it affects me. And I'll change my warm-up too completely to adjust for this. Because I don't need to hit a lot of balls. I just need to stretch more, I think. And I'm thinking I need to hit a lot of balls because that's how I've been warming up and stretching incidentally, I think. So we'll see. That's the latest theory. And this is the, I think, that's enough for today. So thanks for joining me. And this is I think I'll call it the first ring cycle. That's what I'll title it. Episode, the Art of Hunger pilot series. Cheers.